Good afternoon, y'all. I don't need your lip. I know what I look like. Mister's gonna be home a little earlier than usual, so never fear, I will be getting this together very quickly. In fact, within the next 2 hours. But I wanted to tell you this because it is New Year's Eve, as if I didn't just say that just now to explain that. Mister's gonna be home a little early. I know you can't tell, but I'm excited about it. You know how how some people they don't know how to just express themselves, so they keep repeating stuff. But you like, oh, they so excited about it. But yeah, I'm gonna get it together because 2022 is not gonna snatch and grab me. I'm not gonna let it happen. It's just I'm not. Grapefruit crops have been struggling. What has not been struggling in America, right? Except for white people. And for struggling white people who are triggered by that, that doesn't mean that there aren't some white people who are struggling. I just meant other people who are not struggling as much as the rest of us. The overwhelming, mind-blowingly landslide masses of those who aren't having our same woes. That's what I'm saying. And if you disagree, I'm okay with it too. It's dangerous for y'all in these streets, for sheeple, because your oracles, at this stage of humanity's deterioration, your oracles and indigos are at the acceptance stage. And I know that sounds great, because you don't have to listen to somebody always playing devil's advocate. You don't have to listen to somebody that always got something to say, that your news that you thought was good news. And they had to show up and truth tell the reality of the situation. Y'all don't have that to worry about no more. We're gonna sit back and watch you bump your head. 2022, in the heart of multiple pandemics, of which K-19 is the least of your worries. But that should be a whole nother video to explain what I mean by that. But it's not gonna be, because I've accepted your acceptance of the acceptance of your mind, body, and soul manipulation by the devils of supremacy. See, I can't go into 2022 like that. I'll never get a sponsorship like telling that kind of truth. Y'all pull my coattail sometime when I be, because I need the money that a sponsorship is gonna bring. Yeah, so I'm eating this grapefruit because with my favorite grapefruit spoon. I don't know how old this grapefruit spoon is, but I love it. I had Mr. glue the handle back on, because the silver part came out of the wooden handle. First, I'm gonna finish drinking this juice. So then it's empty and dry. Ooh, a few drips. Now I'm gonna cut slits in it like this, here, for about 3 or 4. Usually I just end up cutting 4 slits across the top like that, just so that the simmering water can permeate. I've started making my herb stem bundles thicker, because I found myself putting 2 bundles in anyway. So now I just make the bundles thicker. Thick slices of my ginger. About 3, maybe 4 if they're small. These are kind of on the small side, so I do 4 of these. But if it's a big slice of ginger, I'll just do 2, about 2 quarter cut thickness slices. I got some little ones too. It depends on the size of the actual ginger. So I was down here thinking about making some citrus stew and making myself some tea. And as I set up the black eyed peas to start cooking, Goddess tapped me on the shoulder and she's like, "Why I sitting here eyeballing the black eyed peas? Why don't you make some citrus stew?" And I was like, good idea. So as I was cutting the ginger up to go into the citrus stew, I do have some ginger frozen already, but but I had ordered some fresh and I wanted to use it up before I started using the rest of the frozen ginger. Anyway, so she was like, while you grabbing the ginger for the citrus stew, why don't you put a slice in these black-eyed peas? And I was like, wait, what? And she said, what I said was, why don't you grab a piece of ginger and put it in the black-eyed peas? So I don't know how much she meant for me to put in there, but I'm just gonna put this slice in here like this. And then when the beans are done, or at least toward the end of cooking, I'm just gonna take the whole slice out. I guess it wouldn't hurt anything to leave it in there though. And then whoever gets lucky, they can deal with it. Either way, I'm putting my slice of ginger in now. I can't imagine what kind of sense that makes, but if you're not new here, you know she be having her own recipes that she be sharing with me. And this actually sounds like some island shit that she's I'm gonna put the other herbs in halfway through the process. You know, I fasted all day on accident, on purpose, on accident, on purpose, on accident, on purpose. So I figured, since even though my stomach was hungry and I wasn't, the only reason my stomach got hungry is because I CBD'd. And so my stomach started growling. So I took a couple of my vitamins. And then God has had me flash back to a time or two where I took my vitamins on an empty stomach and it didn't end well. So I said, well, I may as well make myself a bite to eat because my body is hungry anyway. And as I continued to ramp up on the CBD, I knew I would be hungry enough to be able to eat something. So I was going to come in here and make something, and I was like, well, I don't really feel like making anything. So I was going to throw a peanut butter and jelly sandwich together, and then I thought, oh, well, I could have some leftover Thanksgiving, but that is not thawed out as I froze it in an appropriate amount of time. So I figured, well, I'm not hungry. My stomach is. I'm going to have the munchies soon. Let me drink a protein shake. So I came in here, cracked it open, took a swig. And it's still full because I only took that one swig. Plus, I want to drink these up from Mr. because they've been playing games with the protein drinks. Every time we find a protein drink that we actually like and can deal with, something, that company does something funky with it. So what they did with this is completely delivery and availability related. So it's starting to get scarce, or they claim they don't have any in stock to send at a certain time or whatever. So Mr. got some muscle milk. Muscle milk is one of those things that I don't trust. Yeah, I don't like muscle milk because I've seen a ton of commercials about it. And I don't trust anything in America that is over promoted. I'm okay if you do. Remember, 2022 acceptance. Remember. Yeah, I don't trust anything they over promote. That's the reason why I don't buy Goldie vitamin. I feel like, you know how I said before that I feel like the toilet paper and Lysol companies, which if you go back deep enough, is probably the same motherfucking family, okay? But I don't trust Lysol. I use it because I was raised and fully colonized on it, so I use the hell out of it. But I don't trust Lysol anymore. I never trusted, what is that stuff called? Mr. has some microban. I don't know why I didn't figure that out, because microban is no accident. Like the name, even the way they named it, some of these things is no accident. You know what I mean? Microsoft, the band they tried to put on, whatever you name it. immigrants coming in. Anyway, yeah, microban that suddenly came out after the pandemic popped off, the pharmaceutical pandemic. Microban, which is supposed to be better than Lysol because it kills whatever for 24 continuous hours. We believe anything. Yeah, so that the Goalie supplements, I believe Nature Made. I know y'all think I just be shading y'all, but some of this stuff I have. So when I be talking shit, for you to get triggered just speaks to your vulnerability to the shit that they try to plug into your brain. Like, just because you can't. That's why people who are opposed are just really hard for them. It's hard for them because I think deep inside they realize there's no reversing that shit. Like, y'all are plugged in to the Mayoverse. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, there's no change in your mind after that. And that's the thing. Even if you decide that's what you want to do, that's cool. There's no problem with that. But the reality, I think the reality that you can't change your mind ever again after that, like you one of them. I bet you like, dang, you didn't have to do all that. But I just put my hair back and I put eyeliner on, literally. It only took me a couple minutes. Goddess is saying, you know what that means? That means 2022. No excuse to walking around looking like a bum. Dug up the smoke. Oh, I need to clean out the glasswares. I need to go clean Mr.'s bathroom. I need to have the maid do a lap around a few rooms. A couple of laps, actually. I need to clean up a big pile of clothes that I refuse to take with me into 2022. I'm going to dose up again. No, I don't need to, but I'm going to. Because the crazy thing is, I'm not just 50 anymore. I'm over a year into that hoe. Ooh, my face just looked youthful though in that moment when I was just on. See, owning that shit makes you youthful. That's where the fountain of youth is, owning your age. Oh, the irony of it all. But the hypocrites they've conditioned us, colonized us to be. So that all of these ancestral messages end up getting intertwined and mixed up when you're all confused, you don't know what to do. They position themselves as the savior so that now we can look to religion and government to guide us because we done forgot that we know right from motherfucking wrong. As a basic common sensibility. Where did that rant come from? My bad. I guess she needed to fuss at us. She did need to fuss at us though, because I'm on my acceptance. Y'all know I'm on my acceptance lap of cognizance. It's here for it's at this stage. It's here only for those who have the capacity to absorb it. Only for those who have the capacity to absorb it. And if you don't, that ain't even your fault. We all accepting it. But if you don't, you're gonna need to accept it somewhere the fuck else, because part of my acceptance and keeping the people that we love protected, safe, and healthy includes keeping those who are unsafe the fuck out of here. We don't eliminate y'all. Y'all still exist. We still have love for you. But I ain't gonna say I love you like that, because I don't. You know how you say I love everybody and everything? I don't. If you're a fuck shit, I don't love you. And if you're actively and deliberately being malicious to other people, I might even hate you. Particularly if it's fatally malicious that you're being to other people. Yeah. Yeah, fuck you all the way. Tired of these colonized tiptoeing and forgiveness for every goddamn thing. Forgiveness is good and it is for you. But forgiving people for shit that's unforgivable is not fucking healthy. That's not self-care. You don't have to forgive them hoes. Matter of fact, acknowledging that you don't forgive a motherfucker might be the best release for your ass. I'm not talking about little bitty shit. You know, some shit is forgivable. Some shit you might not consider forgivable, but they wasn't that bad. You just got in your feelings about that bullshit. Grow up. But for unforgivable shit that change the entire trajectory of your life on their whim, and you were a victim of that, fuck that hoe. Him and or her. 2022, bitch, you gotta prioritize you. That's the moral of this story. And that goes for all of us. And when you get done prioritizing yourself and you start prioritizing other people, because hopefully you are here to serve in a serving capacity. Because I am. I know I don't sound like I'll be so ready to wash my hands of a motherfucker. But I am here in a serving capacity. But I'm there, again, for those who, I use the same word. But for those who have the capacity to absorb it. Goddess's messages aren't to be wasted on the zombies. Because it's zombie season. You know how we've been saying winter is coming? You have your little games and little movies and shows, which basically is is them showing us and telling us what they're going to do to us, hidden in plain sight. But anyway, yeah, that. Okay, now I don't have 2 hours. Now I have an hour and a half. My bad. Boop. Oh, let me go smoke. I should take y'all out with me, but y'all know what it looked like. It probably escaped all up in my lungs. I ain't mad. For as long as I held it. Oh. I'm gonna put something cute on too. I don't know why I act like I can't wear a sweater, but I walk around the house all day in a full-on coat. Because it's only gonna be a matter of moments before I'm catching fire. And it's easier to remove a coat than it is a sweater that I'm actually wearing. So, being kind of hard on myself. That's that bullshit. Don't be so hard on yourself with little bitty stuff that don't really matter in the big scheme of things. Do your best, you know. And don't let yourself slip with a slap on the back of the hand for something that you could and need to actively improve. Yes, be accountable. But don't be so hard on yourself. It sounds like contrasting messages, don't it? That's how we get it confused. In this nation anyway. Mixed messages. Stand up for yourself, but don't bully. Where do you draw the line? Where I gotta participate in the social banter, but maybe you don't think the shit they laughing about is funny? I mean, do you really don't think the shit they laughing at is funny? Or does the shit that they laughing at trigger you because you done been a victim at the end of something similar to that? So now you gotta fuck up everybody else's good time. That's what people think I be doing. You gotta fuck up everybody else's good time just because you have triggers. That's what they think I be doing. But I don't be doing that. I be trying to make people, I be pushing people to think some things through. So that when life hands them that particular lemon directly related to that scenario, then they're not limited to making just lemonade. They can make whichever fruit flavor, mixture combination, or sole individual taste flavors to taste. Make adult choices. Even if you're not an adult and you have the common sense of one, As a kid, you can make choices that are more beneficial to yourself. Y'all see these little kids out here meditating and shit, doing yoga and talking themselves through emotional turmoil. Well, black children, I see black children do it. But I've been pleasantly impressed because I haven't seen that in previous generations of other hoes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of you guys for that. I do not intend to get this high. And don't laugh at me, bitch, because you didn't intend to get that pregnant that first time, but it happened. Aha, at least I can get unhigh and sober up in a few hours. Now you got a grown child out the deal, even though the child was a blessing. But I'm just saying, watch how you throw shade at a bitch. Because you can't slick a can of oil. Oh my God, it's so much stuff. Young people are not going to even be able to, they're not going to, it happens to every generation, but it's still breathtaking. Like, they don't know what the first dial-up modem sound like. They don't know what a busy signal is. They don't know what a busy signal is. And the stuff that meant something when for us, that means something entirely different for them. And in some cases, it means the clean-ass opposite. Ain't life something? I'm grateful to be surviving it. And I look forward to the moments when I thrive in it. Because I have had some and I will continue to have more. Because I got to deal with the agency. Shout out to my agent for being the liaison. So Mr. and I going to be all right. Mr. and I and everyone who opens themselves up to receive and reciprocate love with us. Because we really love y'all. You know what I mean? And we were put here, God knows, for each other. But what good are we if we're not touching other lives in constructive ways? And not just 2 or 3. And maybe not even trillions. But more than 2 or 3. We have some lives to hopefully add blessings to, with our energy and whatever else we have the capacity to provide. Wellness included. So shout out to Black Love, Joy, and Wellness. And I send energies of protection to all of those of us who love those of us who love us. I don't know if it's legitimate, but whenever I'm super high and I inhale the citrus stew, I ramp up one more little layer. I ramp up again a little bit higher. Particularly the times that I cough like that. But if you consider the fact that biologically, when you physically cough, there are a lot of instant and abrupt changes and adjustments that happen in your body in that quarter second. So I can see that given a subtle but massive jolt of anxiety, enough to counter with any paranoia that might be affiliated with it. Not that you're paranoid. Once you're a veteran, you don't really get the paranoia the same way. But I'll use that term for lack of a better one. paranoia that accommodates that. So if you merge that with the jolt of anxiety and how quickly and abruptly everything happens, even though you know it's just a sneeze, but it's still, it's like, even if you know something can be around a corner, if you walk past that corner and it still jumps out, you'll still be startled. Your body will still react. So anyway, so presumably it may be the citrus stew, but it may be the result of me inhaling the citrus stew deeply enough to produce expectorant, which then results in feeling higher. Which at the end of the day is still being higher. I guess I wanted to measure it by potency, and you can't do that if you're lending all the responsibility of it happening on that physical, biological, physical reaction in the first place. But even if that's a biological, physical reaction, if the end result is you're higher, it's still a higher potency however it happened. You made it get you higher, i.e. more potency. Duh. Come on, you're a smart girl. Goddess be talking to me any kind of way. Come on, you're a smart girl. Have I been here another whole half hour? So the 2 hours I had is now 1 hour. Yeah. I actually said that being funny, saying this would be messed up if I really did this shit. But I low-key knew I really did it because the camera right there says 48 minutes. That means I've been here for an hour. I've been here for an hour. And then I turn around and look at the actual clock like that was going to tell me something different. No, bitch, you did what you did. But let's not be hard on ourselves. But let's call a spade a spade. When I said I had 2 hours, I should have dropped everything and went into full action because I still wasn't going to be able to get even a quarter of those things I needed to do done in a half hour. But it's okay. Oh, darn fish. I went to go look for fish. I think that neither Goddess nor I want to do salmon, although we love salmon. So it's not because we don't want to eat salmon, it's just because I think we had salmon like twice. The house is crackling from weather. It's winter, you know. New Year's Eve. I don't have on no mascara. Or maybe that's just the liner. Is that the liner making it look like I have some lashes? Yeah, it's just the liner. This ain't no eyeliner review. This ain't no eyeliner review. Matter of fact, I gave up on those. That's the reason why I got a stack of new eyeliners that I'm throwing away and a stack of new eyeliners I have still yet to try, and still the two that I'm already committed to, but they discontinued on my black ass because they like to do that. They like to discontinue stuff when I discover it. Either when I discover it or when I have the nerve to break down and share it with y'all. Oh, they hate that too. I'm sorry today I told y'all about my eyeliner. And I'm sorry today I told y'all about my dye. I'm glad I don't do, contour and highlight and all that stuff, because I know I would have a trigger product in every part of the face. Brows, lips, that is eyes. The eyeliner. But I know I would have all kind of other beauty product triggers if I was a big makeup bitch. Oh, shout out to the tomboy in me. She kept me grounded. But don't get me wrong, she got an ego now. When it comes to sport, let a boy or mister, let a dude challenge her to anything sport related. She thinks she can't be beat, but she can. Now I know for sure that's God is talking. Cause ain't no Leo finna sit up here and tell you, yeah, sometime I get my ass whooped at that. I take that back. An indigo Leo would. I be owning my shit. Accountability. Cause I know what kind of humans don't. I know what kind of humans don't. Yeah. I'm asking my black eyed peas if they gonna hook me up. Y'all gonna. You know what? Something told me, a spirit told me earlier that Mister was in fact gonna get home even earlier than he thought, but he probably won't. They probably stuck him with some last minute shit. Y'all know how they do to black people. Can always count on them to pick up the ball that everybody else drops. I don't trust nobody. Look, if you got cosmetic surgery, if you have cosmetic procedures done, I don't trust your beauty or wellness advice. Like, I don't trust it. Even if I love you, if you are the type, even if you don't have it yet, and we both know the only reason you don't have it is because you can't afford it or something else, some other reason why you can't get it, but you would if you would jump at it if you could right now, and we are friends, and I love you very much. I don't trust you with wellness, with beauty, wellness, or relationship advice. Add it all in there. So that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, those are 3 things, and they're huge things. But I'm unlikely to come to you with advice on those things unless I'm looking for a kind of, not shallow, but non-integrity based, according to my priorities, a non-integrity based response. I can't. There are exceptions, but y'all know which exceptions there are. If you were not disfigured and you know you were cute or even average looking, wasn't nothing wrong with you. And you chose because you wanted a more slender nose or a bigger booty or whatever those things. Even if you look great, even if you look visually better according to Western standards after your procedure, and you get a little the confidence that you needed and do better in life. So even if it actually gives you what you felt like it would give you in the end, and life seems better to you after it because of it, I still don't trust you with them advices. Because if you did that to get what you thought was that, then we're not the same in those areas. We're not the same. I still love you, though. I'm ranting, fussing, and loving all at the same time in this Sesh, huh? Meanwhile, taken away from Mr.'s cutie pie time. That's supposed to be cute. It's coming off. I think I'm going to use my other clear as a base and see what happens. I think it'll all peel off in one big thing if I do that. Which I like, but I don't like for it to peel off until it's time for me to change colors. Usually if I use that base, then when it starts to come off, like the whole thing will just peel off. And it peels off in things maybe that in and on things that maybe it shouldn't be. And people. But that was nice for the holidays, right? It was nice for the holidays.